just gotta check. All right. Good evening, nerds. How you doing tonight? I'm your host George here with my co-host Rashawn. Rashawn, how you doing?
Hey y'all.
I lost you there.
George, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh. So how's everybody doing today?
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing good, doing good, doing good. Lots of things happening this week. So it's been a crazy week already.
Yeah, I hear you. So what have you been watching and playing, reading, etc.?
Oh man, so starting off with I'm watching Travelers on Netflix. I had a buddy tell me about it, and I'm so into it. It's so good, and I never thought I would like the guy. What was it from Dharma and Greg or whatever? Not Dharma and Greg, but I can't even remember his name. But he's really good in the show. But yeah, Travelers. So if you like time travel and stuff, Travelers is great. And then reading lately, I've been reading DC's Dark Knight, getting the whole background on all the characters and the evil Batman in the evil worlds that lie underneath the multiverse. So there's a lot going on in that, which is always a lot of fun. DC bringing new things. And then been playing WWE 2K19 on Xbox, and
Nice.
it's definitely my favorite out of the whole thing, or out of all the 2K games so far.
Hey, Daniel, I decided to shave the
But
beard.
yeah, how about yourself?
It was time to go. It's time for it to go. So, um, I've been playing Sea of Thieves as usual. I played the Anthem demo quite a bit over the weekend. Played a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus. I'm working on that one Colossi at a time. That's the remaster that was on PlayStation 4. I watched Punisher Season 2. Was thoroughly impressed with that. Been watching some documentaries on and off. And started watching this show called Outlander on Stars. It's pretty good. It's about time travel, and this lady and her husband are English army officers post World War II. She was a nurse, and they're in Scotland on a vacation, and she gets time warped back to 1743. So during the Jacobite rebellion in Scotland.
Oh,
It's all right.
I'll have to give that a shot then.
Yeah, if you got stars, go for it. All right, well, let's get on to tonight's main topic, the Super Bowl, the commercials. Now, I wasn't too happy with the outcome of the game, being a Rams fan at all. I thought their defense played well. Their offense did not show up. And I actually didn't get a chance to watch too many of the commercials because I was hosting the party, and, I was taking care of my dog and all sorts of things like that. So why don't you get us started?
All right. I mean, there were a ton of really good ones. Mainly Marvel. Marvel came out. I'm sorry. I'll even go so far as saying Disney in general. Disney came out, and oh my gosh, they were the kings of the commercials for me, because we got brand new Captain Marvel, which comes out very soon.
Yeah,
And
next month.
Yep. And that's going to be awesome, because we get to see a young Samuel Jackson, a young Coulson.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see what happened in the 90s in the Marvel Universe. So hopefully that all ties in with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, seeing as how, I don't know if anybody remembers the first season or not, but the whole
Never seen it.
Tahiti thing. Oh, man. If it ties in, then it makes the whole show worth it. But, I mean, not only Captain Marvel, you had Avengers Endgame, which shows the team coming back together, and shows a couple different shots of Captain America that kind of threw me off. Like, he has a different look in both of them, and it makes me wonder. but also
What do you
the
mean a different look?
well, he's got the whole pretty boy look from what was it from Winter Soldier,
Okay.
where he's all clean cut shaven. He's got the stylized haircut, but then they showed the Infinity War Steve too. I was like, so, okay, he cleans himself up for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, every now and then you just gotta get rid of the beard.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
I just did it the other night, and I was using a normal razor, and it was so thick, I just got out the hair clippers, and I just
Can't do
took
it
it
man.
right away. I had to.
Look like a 12-year-old under this. Um, and then after that, we even had what was it? Toy Story. Oh man,
I've never
If
seen a
there
Toy
was a-
Story.
are you serious?
Yeah, yeah. When the first one came out, like I was a bit age-wise past watching Disney movies like that, so
Oh man, you're missing out because this thing has definitely grown with its audience and has introduced new audiences. So it's really good. And then the inclusion of Key and Peele as Bunny and Duck. Oh man, they look like they're going to be some pretty funny characters. And Bo Peep comes back, so that was a surprise to all of us. She was not in part 3, but yeah, I think movies in general, Disney being the big hitter during the Super Bowl. We had the Fast and the Furious spinoff coming out, Hobbs and Shaw. I'm a huge Dwayne the Rock Johnson fan, so I'll get behind anything he's in.
is he playing Black Adam?
Supposedly,
That's what. Okay, I thought I'd heard that, and I wasn't sure if I was, you know, just thinking, wow, this guy would make a good Black Adam. But, anyways,
oh, he'd make a great Black Adam. I'd be thoroughly impressed if they actually went through with it.
yeah,
Supposedly he's not in Shazam either, so go figure. But let's see. Other than that, they had a couple other good commercials. Nothing else really stood out to me. You know, Budweiser always has a really good one. Every single Super Bowl. This one was what was
Game
it
of Thrones one.
Oh, what was that? The Budweiser Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
or Bud Light.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! Talk about entertaining. That was more entertaining than the whole Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah. The game wasn't that much. You know, I'm a big fan of the Big Lebowski, and the what's his name, Jeff Bridges had teased, you know, something during the Super Bowl, and it was just what does he call it, a Stella or Toys commercial, but I was hoping it would have been something.
Sam, the return of the dude would have been amazing in any other capacity other than Sex in the City with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel Strait, how's it going?
But I don't know. Have you ever watched? The Handmaid's Tale?
No. I saw there was a new trailer for it, for the new season.
Yes, dude. My wife got me into that show, and wow, it is crazy to see the way they wrote. What it's different from the book in the fact that they're adding so many. So they're going further than what the book did, but it's so good. It's almost a follow along with the book, and it's getting better and better every season so far. I've yet to find an episode that I didn't like, but they had the commercial during the Super Bowl that maybe just, I hate to say it, but I got giddy about it. I was like, oh, it's coming back.
Yeah, it's one people have recommended to me. It's just not really my thing, I don't think.
Man, gotta try it once, just once.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What other commercials were there? Normally Doritos has one. I don't remember seeing one.
I don't think so. I don't think so this year.
Yeah.
There was one that really just weirded me out. It was the Burger King one.
With Andy Warhol?
Like, just, they need to stop. Nothing about that was great. Like, I didn't appreciate any of it. Just give me a Carl's Jr. ad back.
Yeah, Carl's Jr.'s regional though. That's the thing.
That's true. Well, give me a Carl's Jr. Hardee's mashup.
Well, even that we don't have either in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
Burger King is nationwide. So is McDonald's. I think Wendy's is.
Hmm. and Wendy's up there, so yeah.
So
Man.
yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really see many of the commercials, so I don't really know what's going on with them. I was busy doing stuff, so
So you haven't seen the Hobbs and Shaw commercial or trailer?
I don't even know what Hobbs and Shaw is.
Okay, so it's the Fast and the Furious present Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
You ever watched any of the Fast and Furious movies?
The first one or two, maybe. And a little bit of Tokyo Drift.
Okay, so you know they all tie in together, including Tokyo Drift, right?
Does the Tokyo
Okay.
Drift tie in?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You have to get past Tokyo Drift, and then they take you back to Tokyo Drift. So they all come together. Hobbs and Shaw are obviously from the series, and they hit it off towards the end of the last movie, to where they get their own movie together. Well, it looks like the Fast and Furious franchise is now introducing superpowers, or at least enhanced humans. Yes. So Fast and Furious.
Are they
gets
jumping
more
the
and more-
shark?
Yes, they are.
It might be time to just start, just abandon the franchise and move on to something else.
Well, I'll give it a chance only because, for one, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. For two, Idris Elba plays the villain,
Okay.
he's the enhanced human, and it kind of looks like a whole buddy cop Fast and Furious meets Crackdown almost.
Okay. Now, is Vin Diesel in this one?
I don't think he is.
I know him and The Rock didn't get along.
Yeah, I heard about that news too. So I'm kind of hoping that the Hobbs and Shaw keeps staying separate. But I did see that what's his name, Roman Reigns, is playing The Rock's brother in the movie. So kind of wish they showed that during the trailer. Of course they didn't. But yeah.
Was there a Homecoming trailer, or not Homecoming, Far From Home trailer during the Super Bowl? I'm trying to remember.
No, I don't remember one. I don't remember seeing a Spider-Man trailer.
Okay. I'm trying to think, because I caught a couple, but like I said, I was usually, up getting food and, serving people and making sure my dog didn't get into something he wasn't supposed to. So I missed pretty much all the commercials. I was focused on the game, but then once it was commercial break, I was gone. So
Well, you missed a couple of good ones then. But the good thing is you can always go back to YouTube and they'll have probably, 30-minute video you can watch?
probably, yeah.
A lot of them aren't good, but for the most part, the movie ones were actually pretty interesting. Like, they were pretty entertaining.
Now, I know a lot of people in Atlanta were quite upset because there was Pepsi commercials and Pepsi was sponsoring the Super Bowl because Atlanta's Coca-Cola headquarters. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but I don't think that's the first time that's happened because I think Pepsi sponsors the Olympics. I could be mistaken. In '96, they were in Atlanta too. So
I was at the '96 Olympics and I do remember seeing Pepsi, which was weird because I didn't put two and two together at the time. I was 13. So
yeah. What other movie commercials were there?
I don't remember any other movie commercials. I think there was Captain Marvel, Avengers, Hobbs and Shaw, and Toy Story. That was it. Because usually I'd be pretty good about remembering the movies, at least.
Were there any other ones that were funny that I should make it a point to check out?
The Bud Light Game of Thrones.
I saw that one. I know there was a couple Bud Light ones and something about corn syrup. About corn syrup and no more dilly dilly, thankfully.
They had some good ones. Now they were. I think that was pretty much it. Like, yeah, I can't think of another movie trailer that was out or a good one because the rest of them were pretty crappy. Like, I would say, okay, so they had the Kia one, but there were no celebrities.
Kia
It just
commercial. Oh no, I do remember that one, or the Hyundai one with Jason Bateman with the elevator of things that aren't fun, and there was the like the
I
root
missed that
canal and the vegan dinner party with the meatloaf and oh what was it? It was so they were going down in the elevator. Jason Bateman was the bellhop, I think, or whatever you call the guy that runs the elevator, and they kept going down in floors to things that weren't fun.
Oh, I don't think I did not catch that.
That was a
one.
pretty good one. That was a pretty good one.
Well, Jason Bateman usually does great with everything.
Yeah, yeah. I like his delivery on a lot of stuff, especially in his comedic roles.
Yep. He's dry, but he's good.
Yeah, yeah. He can deliver things with a straight face, and I appreciate that.
Oh man.
He's in it, like in something like Arrested Development. He's the. I don't know if they're exactly backhanded compliments, but he's great at digging at his family and just like throwing shade at him and doing it with a straight face.
That's the only reason I got into that show was because of him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I do remember that one. That one was good. And of course, it caused some controversy with vegans saying that their dinner parties weren't fun.
I did hear. Okay, I do remember seeing something online about it and how vegans were. The backlash was, "Oh, I have a Hyundai and I'm never going to drive it again."
Yeah, yeah. People
Okay,
get
well, you already
upset
bought
about
the car, so-
people get upset about things these days a little too easily. But
Jeez, people.
um,
Other than that, a bunch of throwaways. The Washington Post one was good. No celebrities. The Stella Artois one was obviously it was memorable because of the dude
yeah, and the Dos Equis guy.
and the Dos Equis. Oh man!
Honestly, I was really hoping when I saw the teaser on Twitter from Jeff Bridges, I'm like, oh, they're gonna make a sequel to The Big Lebowski, and part of me was like, well, it's gonna ruin the reputation, the legacy of the movie, but maybe not. They might be able to do it right, but I was optimistic, but I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be good. So in a way, I'm kind of glad it was just a beer commercial.
I don't know, man. I've got some ideas about a sequel already.
Yeah, it's what 20 years later now, though. I mean, it's. I think they missed their opportunity.
No, the dude has a kid, man. The dude had a kid.
Maybe
He just didn't know about it.
Well, he did with Maud. Well, they were trying to with Maud, anyways. So.
Right, but then she kept him away from him. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, he's a good doctor and thorough. Hi, Toby. All right.
Yeah,
Well, are there any other commercials you want to talk about?
no.
All right.
No.
Well, let's move on to our monthly topic. You wanna start it off?
Oh man. So monthly theme is shows of yesteryear. I love this theme only because I still watch things that I watched back in the day. I don't care how many times I've watched them.
Mm.
I'm not afraid to say it. I am a Saved by the Bell enthusiast.
Do you like the college years?
I loved the college years. It wasn't the same feel. I felt like USA High was a better turn at it than Saved by the Bell did, but
I don't think I
still
ever
love
saw
Saved by the
USA
Bell.
High. All right, so what is it about Saved by the Bell that does it for you?
Oh man, so I mean, back in the day, I can't even say back in the day. I'm still a Disney kid, and back in the day, Disney had Saved by the Bell at first.
Did
And I
they?
remember, oh yeah, it was called, what was it? It was called Saved by the Bell. thought it was going to be called Good Morning Miss Bliss because it was all about a teacher named
Miss
Mrs. Bliss,
Bliss,
and
yeah.
they were in Wisconsin.
And she was
Yeah,
in the original, not Parent Trap.
yeah,
Was it
Parent
Parent
Trap.
Trap? Okay.
And Pollyanna, I think too. I think, but yeah. So the whole show started in Wisconsin. You had Belding, you had
Everyone in
Scream.
Wisconsin?
Everybody was in Wisconsin. What was her name? Lisa, and it was all right. It kind of had a, I don't know. The first season had a whole like throwaway feel to it.
Okay.
But then the second season came, and they were in California, and
Yeah, all the kids and all the teachers and
Like-
the school itself just moved
Yes, the whole-
moved 2,500
everything.
miles.
yeah, and like the whole thing that made me love the show was that they weren't afraid to say, okay, well, screw history. These other things happen too. Like, oh, Jesse's lived next to Zach since they were in third grade. But did she move from Wisconsin too? Where was she at? Just the random things about the whole show. You know, you grew up with it. You got to grow up with the kids. You got to meet kids that acted like those kids in real life, and you had something to talk about with your friends. I mean, it wasn't cartoons like everybody had.
Yeah.
It was another show that was live action that for some reason everybody just, they went to and they watched it because it was kids having kid problems.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're growing up with them.
No, I remember
Right.
watching it some, but it wasn't like, oh, it's 3:30, I gotta watch Saved by the Bell. I happened to catch it, I caught it. The only shows that I really made it a point to watch, when I was younger, were mostly Saturday morning cartoons. And at least here in New York, a lot of them started at 5 or 6 in the morning. So I ended up missing a lot of them just because I couldn't get up that early. We're talking when I'm 5, 6, 7. Looney Tunes was on 7 or 7:30 every night at Nickelodeon, and I watched that good for a couple years. But yeah, that was really about the only ones that I made it a point to watch. So
Oh man, I mean, you want to talk about Saturday morning?
yeah. So you want to keep talking? Is there anything more about Saved by the Bell? I mean, I remember watching it, but I would catch an episode here and there, so I didn't know, was there a continuous story other than Zach and Kelly Kapowski were on again, off again?
Well, these kids actually went through high school instead of like other kids and other shows not
The
going through a
Simpsons?
different grade. The Simpsons is
Which-
a perfect example.
That just got renewed for 2 more seasons. I think it's 31 and 32.
Well, and Disney owns Fox now, so
Wait, so Lisa's a Disney princess?
well, let's. I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but
I mean,
that is kind of weird.
the alien queen there, she's a Disney princess now.
Alien Queen.
From Aliens?
Oh no, God.
Because Fox owns Alien.
Oh gosh. I did not think about that. That's hilarious.
Hopefully they get one walking around Disney World with a tiara, scaring little children.
I would die laughing.
So would I.
I just want to see somebody do it now. Other than the Kelly and Zach thing, they had the movies. The movies were
made
the
movies?
whole. Oh yeah, they had the marriage of Zach and Kelly. They had the Hawaiian trip.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Hmm.
They had a couple of them. But enough about that. What are your shows of yesteryear?
Well, again, I mentioned the Saturday morning cartoons. G.I. Joe was one of my all-time favorites, and in a lot of ways, I feel, and when I was in the military, in the Army, I remember talking to some of my buddies. It was a good recruiting tool that the U.S. military didn't pay for, because I think it got, a lot of us thinking, yeah, that looks fun. Let's do that. That's what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be G.I. Joe. It was just, it wasn't the greatest cartoon, but it was fun to watch. And looking back on it, there's a lot of things that wouldn't fly today. with some of the characters. But you had these villains with Cobra Commander and Destro and Baroness that no matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't. They couldn't even help themselves. Like, they were always stepping over each other and foiling each other's plots with their own stupidity and selfishness. And honestly, that felt like, hey, that was half the battle for the Joes. Was they didn't even, the other guys were just fools. So, but it was really cool. You had unique characters, and what I liked is it didn't showcase just your infantry and your special forces. You had guys like Shipwreck and Lifeline and Breaker, people that had other jobs in the military, but that weren't necessarily frontline soldiers, and I thought that was pretty cool. You had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You had the fridge, at least in the figure.
Yep.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Can never get over Sergeant Slaughter. He was amazing.
Yeah. So that, I haven't watched the show in probably 20 years. I bought the whole series on eBay. Someone had recorded them on VHS tapes, and I watched a few episodes. But yeah, I don't know. Did you watch G.I. Joe when you were a kid?
Oh, I love G.I. Joe. I still love G.I. Joe. I still collect G.I. Joe comics.
I gotta get into the comics. I've heard they're really good.
They are. If you liked G.I. Joe, if you like G.I. Joe the comic or the cartoon, it has definitely grown with its audience. They had the Devil's Due Publishing, the DDP version, which was crazy in action, and it was it pushed a lot of the Joe history, and it was just, it was really good. It was fantastic. And now I think it's IDW has it, and they put it as part of the Hasbro universe. So G.I. Joe lives in the same universe as Transformers, Micronauts, ROM. Who else? I don't think they do Ninja Turtles anymore, but they're all in the same universe now. So G.I. Joe has gotten a lot better in the past. I'd say even 10 years with IDW taking over it.
Now, what did you think about the G.I. Joe movies?
Okay, so the first one, super campy. There were some good parts, not gonna lie. There were some good characters. The lady that played Scarlet, great.
Mm-hmm.
Channing Tatum as Duke, I can see it after reading
too young. He's supposed to be a first sergeant. That was my take. He was too young.
Yeah, that part. They got a lot of that stuff wrong. And who was it Ripcord? I don't know why Ripcord was a main player.
Yeah.
Like, at all. That just kept throwing me off. Who else did they have? Was it Heavy Duty?
I think
Heavy
so.
Duty he was British?
The guy from Lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not impressed with, especially when he said Yo Joe. I was like, why did that feel wrong? I don't know. But the second movie was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I actually liked them both. But I thought the second was definitely better. I really liked, I think Roy Livingston is his name, as Firefly.
Oh, what was his name?
I think it's Roy Livingston. He was in Rome, and he played Punisher in Warzone.
Yes, which was great.
I really liked the second movie. And the first one, you had Christopher Eccleston as Destro. Was he in the second one? I'm trying to remember.
No, they kept Cobra Commander left him behind in the suspension tank. And he said, "You're not needed right now." he left Destro in the suspension tank and went out of the prison.
Vaguely. It's been a while since I've seen him, and I've only seen him each once or twice. But I really liked Bruce Willis. Introducing him, he is a believable, grizzled, tough guy. At least, as far as actors go.
Well, and he was the original Joe. He played Joe Colton.
Joe Colton.
The original G.I. Joe was named Joe Colton in the series.
The guy's name was Ray Stevenson. That's who I'm thinking of. Was the actor. Joe Colton. I don't remember in the TV series.
Yeah, well, no, in the toys and everything, there was
Oh,
the toys and the comics. There was General Joe Colton.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I liked, The Rock was in it. He was who did he play?
Roadblock.
Roadblock. That's right. I'm glad they didn't have him speak and rhyme exclusively.
Oh man,
Get on
you
your
should have said
toes.
something about Portland.
Well, I tell you what, the best line in the G.I. Joe animated movie is from Roadblock. Get on your toes or I'll mush your nose. Um,
Oh man,
and I kind of wish they had kept Duke in there. Who was the other guy though? That was the main
Yeah.
Joe in the second
They
one.
had Snake Eyes. They had Snake Eyes. They had Roadblock.
Yeah, I'm looking it
Who
up
else
right
was?
now.
Oh, oh my God, Flint.
Flint. Yes, that's right.
It was Flint. He was God. He was played by the guy that played George Clooney's character in Dust Till Dawn, the show.
They made a show of that.
Oh man, you have to watch that show. It's crazy good.
Is it?
It is super good. Oh yeah.
Oh, Jinx was in there. Flint. Oh, DJ Catrona is his name.
Yes, and he is a great actor. I was actually really surprised
Oh,
with him.
I forgot they had Zartan as well because he was the president. Like he, portrayed
Yep.
RZA when they did the little backstory
Oh,
of
Blind Master.
Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Those guys were awesome in that fight they had.
Oh yeah.
I was really hoping they'd make another one. I know it didn't do well commercially or critically, but I really liked it.
Well, hopefully they do another one soon because I could definitely get behind that.
Yeah, so could I. Yeah, I would like to see another one. I played the video game when the first one, Rise of Cobra, came out. The shmup that was on the
Oh, was that
360.
good?
Ah, it wasn't good for a shmup, and I'm not generally a big fan of shmups. So
You say shmup. What's shmup?
shoot 'em up. Like a twin stick shooter.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I mean, I've played worse games, but I've definitely played better games. So, anyways,
yeah, I never gave that game a chance.
yeah. All right. The next show is another show you want to talk about? Show of yesteryear.
Oh man, why not? Batman the Animated Series. That show shaped my childhood. I think within the first 5 episodes, I knew what a fulcrum was.
You knew what a what
And it
was?
was a fulcrum,
Okay.
like, and being able to. I remember there was a rock in my backyard, and and there was a rock, and then there was a smaller rock next to it, and I put a pole in it, and I pushed down, and the rock moved, and I was like, "Yeah, I did it! Yeah, learned it from Batman." But the introduction of so many characters in there, it was an amazing show that still to this day is great.
Yeah, I went back and I started watching it because I think the whole thing is or was on Amazon Prime, and
So that was.
I think I stopped watching for some reason. I don't remember what it was. It might have been that it was just too much. But I did like it. And then, you had Batman Beyond that came out afterwards. And now they're talking making that into a movie. That would be cool.
I watched that.
Oh, yeah, so would I. I still think they need to make that Nightwing movie with Joseph
Oh, yeah.
Gordon-Levitt. But that's, they're running out of time there. And speaking of Batman, another show of yesteryear that really was big for me when I was a kid was the Batman TV show with Adam West.
Oh, Batman 66.
Yes, I remember watching that on Nickelodeon quite a bit. And what I really liked was it wasn't just, the usual cast of characters for the villains. Joker, Riddler, Penguin. They were in there. But you had all sorts of other villains, like Egghead, played by Vincent Price. It seemed like every week it was a new villain. And, I remember thinking then, like, wow, Gotham must be a really bad place to live if it's just full of criminals. Like, who are these guys?
I remember, what was it, King Tut? Was it King Tut? It was
probably. I mean, I'm sure there was one called Wallpaper Man. Like, they really ran out of ideas, but every week they'd parade a new guy out there to get pow, crack, bam,
I actually really enjoyed that show. I not that long ago found out that there was a crossover between that and the Green Hornet.
Was there?
Yes. So I went back and I looked at that, and to see Bruce Lee and Adam West together was it was surreal. Never would have thought a crossover back in the day like that, but yeah.
I never saw the Green Hornet, but I know of it.
It's all right. If you like Batman, you'd like the Green Hornet.
Yeah, well, I think going back now, I don't know if I'd appreciate Batman. It's a little too silly for me. But when I was 8 or 9, when the first Michael Keaton movie came out, everything was about Batman. So it didn't matter what it was. First off, I didn't understand how cheesy it was.
Yeah.
Second off, it was just more Batman. So how could you go wrong? So
Batman's got moves. He's dancing.
Yeah. And I liked all the crazy gadgets he had in that show too. It was always the bat something. Just silly, But Batman's always been known for his gadgets. Well, not always. It's probably a newer thing. I don't think originally when the first few comics, if he was really known for his gadgets. But nowadays, our generation, we know him for having gadgets coming out of his ears, literally. So, I really appreciated that show. Are there any other shows of yesteryear you want to talk about?
I could save them for the next one.
Okay.
I mean, I could go into them for a while.
Oh, yeah. We got a few more episodes this month, so. All right, we got quite a bit of video game news coming out recently. The Division beta is this weekend. If you pre-order the game, you can go to wherever you pre-ordered it from, get a receipt. They'll give you a code. You go to the website on the receipt. They'll tell you how to download it. Or there's limited number of free beta spots available. You can sign up through Ubisoft. Ubisoft also announced today that Assassin's Creed 3 remaster is coming out, I think, March 29th. So I'm looking forward to that. I have it on the 360 version downloaded on my Xbox, and I was going to play that because it was free, but I may spring and actually get the remastered version. I'm going to wait and see how it is first, like if people are saying that the problems they have with graphics and frame rate and stuff like that, if those have been fixed. If it has, then I'll get the remaster. If not, I'll just play the 360 version and deal with it. Some new games on Xbox Game Pass coming out this month. The two big names are Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which came out in September, so that's a relatively new game. And then on the 15th is Crackdown 3, because all the first-party games are on Game Pass day one. So, rocking out with Terry Crews. What else do I want to see? There's rumors going around and actually being reported by some credible websites, like I saw GameSpot mention it, that supposedly Xbox Live is coming to the Nintendo Switch. What exactly that means, I don't know. I'm wondering if, this newfound friendship between Nintendo and Xbox, if they've decided to move the Switch's online gaming platform to Xbox Live, rather than try and reinvent the wheel, because their online system is not working, not like it should, and they may have just made a deal with Xbox and just using their servers and their system. And if it works better, all right, cool. If not, maybe it means something else. But you know, it's definitely got my interest peaked. Until we hear something official, though, I'm not gonna give it too much thought. So
I'm with you. The speculation can run wild with that one.
yeah,
I was like, oh, that means we can play all these Xbox games. And then I was like, that's probably not what that means.
probably not. And I've talked to a friend of mine before that if the next Xbox doesn't work, we could see them and Microsoft and Nintendo teaming up to make a super console.
That would be awesome.
And I mean that's all speculation as well. There's just us two guys shooting the breeze. Speaking of the Nintendo Switch, have you heard about the sales numbers?
Yes. And wow. I mean, I can believe it too, though.
Yeah, so next month, the 3rd of March, will be the 2-year anniversary of the Switch. And it's already sold over 32 million units worldwide. And I believe that's sold, not shipped. So there's a difference.
That's crazy.
That's absurd. I mean, those numbers, like, at that pace, it will pass the Xbox One this year.
Yep.
And the Xbox One has got, I think, 3 years on it. I mean, it's already crushed the Wii U. I mean, it crushed the Wii U its first year. I think the only consoles that have sold faster than it are the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. So, Nintendo is doing incredibly well. I also heard that Smash Brothers in its first 2 months now has sold 12 million copies worldwide. You've got it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got it. I mean, that's insane. And their best-selling game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a port from the Wii U, and that's sold over 15 million copies.
Game's so much fun, though.
Oh, it is. I mean, Nintendo is just... They've got it all lined up. They really thought out what they were going to do with this and have the games coming out. Now, there was the news that Metroid Prime 4 is being started over, but they've moved development back to Retro. I don't know how many of the guys from Retro that made the other Metroid Prime games are still there, but it's a I don't know if they're first party or hey Caden, hey Kenny, first party or second party. I don't know what their exact relationship is with Nintendo, but they've made the Metroid Prime games before and they made them good, so that's good. And they've confirmed 5 or 6 first party games coming out this year. So you already had the new Super Mario Brothers Wii U Deluxe or whatever it was called last month.
Yep,
Next month
port.
you got the Yoshi's Crafted World, I think it is.
Oh yeah, the yarn deal.
Yes, yep. That'll probably do all right. But you've also got so that's March. So between April and December, you've got a Fire Emblem game, which they've confirmed is a spring, so I'm saying it's probably May or June. Daemon X Machina, which is their mech game, their cel-shaded mech game that's coming out. Animal Crossing, they've confirmed for 2019 as well. I'm guessing that's probably going to be August, September. They got Luigi's Mansion coming out. That's going to be Halloween, I'm guessing. An October game.
Super excited.
And then they've got Pokemon. And that's going to be November, December. And that's going to move units like you wouldn't believe. I mean, they've got it all lined up. They're doing a good job. So, I'm excited.
I want to stop catching them all.
Stop catching them all?
I want to stop catching them all.
Yeah.
I've got more games than the other one.
Oh, you're talking about the games or just Pokemon?
Just the games now. I can't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get Animal Crossing for sure. I don't know about Luigi's Mansion. I don't know about Pokemon. I mean, I've played some Pokemon. I'm not like a huge fan. But Animal Crossing for sure. And I think I'm going to get Fire Emblem. I've never played one before, but it looks cool. If it's coming out in spring, that's baseball time, so I like playing my Switch because I'll be watching baseball at night. So it's perfect time to get a Switch game. Yeah. I'm excited for this year for Nintendo. And they were saying that they've got at least one more unannounced first-party game coming out, and then mobile games and stuff like that too. Mario Kart's coming to mobile and whatnot.
Yep.
So
Can't wait for that either.
there's another Switch game that's coming out that you wanted to talk about, right?
Yes. Talking about, matter of fact, talking about shows of yesteryear, Zoids. I don't know if anybody else saw that growing up, but Zoids was this like crazy mech animals. They weren't mech animals, but they were mechs that were based on animals. So you had like Liger, you had turtles, you just had the craziest mechs you could find out there.
Yep.
Dragons and everything. And you had these teams that basically treated them Gundams, except on the world. Nintendo's coming out with, I think it's coming out this week actually.
The Zoids game.
Yeah, Zoid. It's called Zoids Wild King of Blast.
Yeah.
Which basically is just Zoids fighting Zoids.
I would say it's a fighting game, right?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen it, but I haven't looked at it too much. Kenny says Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, Kenny. Yep. Did you see they announced Cabal is confirmed now? I'm on the fence about Luigi's Mansion, Kenny. I want to see it first before I say yeah, I'm going to get it. And yes, the next Mario Kart game is going to be a mobile game. So
that comes out soon. I already pre-registered.
yeah, and I bet you it's going to be one of them free to play. You might get like 3 courses for free, and then $5 unlocks the rest of them. But I think they're going to go with more their Fire Emblem approach as opposed to the Mario Run approach. So
Yeah, I didn't like that too much.
I liked the Mario Run game. It was pretty hard though. At least I'm not great at platformers, and it was fun from what I played of it. Speaking of new games, EA launched a free-to-play battle royale the other day called Apex Legends, and I've got it downloaded. I haven't played it yet, but from everything I've read, it's a lot of fun. It's smooth. It looks good. Could it be the Fortnite killer?
I've seen the trailer only. I went to go download it the other day, but I haven't.
I mean, let's be honest. Part of the reason Fortnite does so well is because it's free. So,
Yep.
and it's on everything. I mean, you can play it on your phone. I don't know if it'll be a Fortnite killer, but I'm definitely interested to play it. It looks cool. And a lot of people were upset because, well, first off, they're upset because whenever EA does something, they get mad. But it's a free game. If you're mad at a free game, then I can't.
But is it a free game though? It's EA. Is it a free game?
Well, all the stuff that's available to purchase is just cosmetic. So yeah. But it was made by the team that made Titanfall 1 and 2, and everyone was like, "Well, where's Titanfall 3? Why aren't you making that?" And apparently they say they've got something else coming out for in the Titanfall universe this year. So we'll see. Yeah, I might fire it up later tonight and give it a try. Apex Legends, that is. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other video game news coming out. I don't think I heard. On the Switch, you're getting the what is it called? Darksiders 1 War Mastered Edition's coming out next month on the Switch.
On Switch?
Yep, THQ Nordic. So, I never finished it on 360, so I'm probably going to play it on the Switch.
That is such a good game. It's so much. I know it's a beat 'em up, but there's so many other aspects of it.
Well, yeah, it reminded me a lot of Zelda because you had you'd get this item and then it would let you give you like the hook shot type thing and stuff like that. So it reminded me of the old school Zelda games.
I can see that with a very, very, very hard twist.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Mark Hamill did the voice of one of the demons in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, did he?
I believe so.
Doubtful.
Believe so, yeah. I think what else? There's been quite a bit of news recently on games, and I'm just trying to remember some of the other stuff. I mean, of course, Anthem's coming out soon. Um, yeah.
Walking
Division.
Dead came out the other day.
What's that?
Walking Dead came out the other day.
Oh yeah, that and I think the final episode's coming out next month.
Yep. Well,
Um,
and then season 10. So.
I'm talking about the Walking Dead video game from
Oh, for Telltale.
Telltale. Well, it's now because Telltale, they went under, and it got picked up by I forget the name of the studio. They made the mobile ports of um
Muga
um
or
no, they made the mobile ports of the Telltale games. So they picked it up and they're finishing it. So that everyone that had pre-ordered it, the complete season would be able to get the whole finished product. So,
well, that was nice of them.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to be making money off it. I'm sure, businesses don't do things for free. So, just out of the kindness
Oh,
of their
yeah.
hearts. Not usually, anyways. Um, well, I think, is there any other news you want to talk about?
Off the top of my head, no, sir.
All right. Well, remember Nasty Nala is the streamer of the month. Go check her out on the Alpha Nerds Guild streamer page. And you got the weekly recap on Monday. So, yeah, John's stream's coming up after this, so keep an eye out for that. If you don't got anything else, I'm done.
All right, then.
All right.
Well, have a good one, everybody.
You too. Live long and prosper.